Kernel. Today we're going to be making an original cocktail that I concocted. It's called the Kernel, and that's because of this special corn liqueur that I purchased recently. And just we have to take a moment here to appreciate this bottle in all its glory. I mean, look at it. It's like, can you see it's like tiny corn kernels? Hence the name of the cocktail. So the kind of theme that we're going on here is a base of maybe like an old-fashioned, but we're tweaking it a little bit. Now, in an ideal world, we would have some Mexican corn whiskey, which I've been seeing quite a lot of recently, but I don't. We're gonna make it anyway. I think it would be great with that. It would mean that the whole lineup of ingredients was Mexican, which would be really fun. But this works really nicely as it is. So this is obviously something special that you would need to buy, but I can 100% say it is worth it. I read some reviews before I bought it and I was like, not really sure. I don't really know if it's going to be my thing. Is it even going to be nice? And people said it was like the most unusual liqueur that they'd had in a really long time. And I thought, I'm going to trust people here. And I got it, and it is. It's incredible. It smells quite a lot like a whiskey. It doesn't smell that wonderful, I'll be honest with you. But the taste, it's kind of sweet, a little bit creamy at the end. Like, it definitely evolves in the mouth. It's very complex, really, really worth purchasing. The name is called Nixta, and that's kind of based on, I don't really know anything about the science behind this, but I know that in Mexico, corn goes through a process called nixtamalization. So if you ever have like a corn tortilla, the actual corn itself gets nixtamalized before it's turned into masa, which I think is then turned into the tortillas. But anyway, that's kind of out of my wheelhouse. Let's get started with the drink. Oh, I haven't told you how much you're gonna need. You're gonna need, it's very easy, 1 ounce of mezcal, 1 ounce of whiskey, and ½ an ounce of Nixta. So we're kind of replacing the sugar syrup that you would normally have in an old-fashioned with this liqueur. So I'm gonna serve it over a large rock. I mean, you could serve it up if you want, really just a matter of personal choice there. And if you don't like mezcal, you could just go for a whole base of whiskey. You could maybe try like an añejo tequila in there. Let's see, I'm coming to the end of this bottle. Is there enough? Ooh, just about. Throw the last splash in. Why not? And ½ an ounce of this. As you might also be able to tell, I have chopped all my hair off because why not, really? Didn't think I would ever cut my own hair into something as drastic as this, but when one's stuck at home, you have to find something to do, and I've donated the hair. If anyone's interested, I can leave a link in the description box below. I know it's completely not cocktail related, but it is something I feel quite strongly about, that if you are going to chop all your hair off, then by all means, please do donate it so that it can be made into wigs for, there are a variety of different recipients: children with cancer, adults with cancer, children or adults with alopecia or other forms of hair loss. Really worthwhile cause. Anyway, that's my little charity spiel. Let's get on with the drink. I've also added ¼ an ounce of water, filtered water, into here. That was, the magic of what happens behind the scenes. You never saw me do that. But I think that that's quite necessary to just bring out all these flavors. Sometimes it can be hard if you're using ice fresh out of the freezer to achieve the proper dilution. So this kind of helps with that. So as usual, we are going to stir this for about 30 seconds. We've added the water, so we're not as concerned about dilution from the ice cube itself, more just about chilling it down. You could also maybe with this drink play with adding some different bitters. If you had, I know that there's can't remember which brand it is, that makes the mole bitters. That would be really nice here. I think there's maybe like an Aztec bitters. Those kinds of flavors could play well. Okay, I think that's about done. So we are just gonna strain it onto our rock. Now, if you're going out specially to buy ingredients and you knew in advance you're going to be making this, then I think what would be really cute for a garnish is one of those, those like ridiculous baby corn on the cob things that you can buy. Sometimes they come in like a stir-fry kit. One of those would look very cute on a cocktail stick poked in the edge of this. So this is the finished drink. It is a kind of pale corny yellow colour, so I suppose there's some reminiscence there of the ingredient. On the nose, I'm getting the smokiness and the earthiness from the mezcal. I'll be honest with you, that is the dominant note here, and I know that really will depend on what type of mezcal you use. If you use something that is much smokier and earthier, then it maybe will dominate the smell, but let me reassure you it does not dominate on the palate. So without further ado, cheers, and let's give this a try. See, I think this is perfect. Maybe if you're more of a fan of a much sweeter old-fashioned, maybe it wouldn't be sweet enough for you, but I think that this does such a nice job of adding that sweetening element, but it also creates this really rich mouthfeel. It's almost a bit like if you've ever had a milk clarified cocktail, then you'll know what I'm talking about. It has that kind of luscious creaminess on the tongue. You get a little hint of that kind of corny sweetness. It's not like, I distilled the flavor of crushed sweet corn into a liqueur. It is more complex than that. And let's have another taste. I just think it does something really magical with the mezcal. I think the whiskey is necessary because I think if you had a full 2 ounces of mezcal, it might be a little bit too much. But you get the smokiness, you get the earthiness, you get a little sweetness, and this really nice play between the flavors, the kind of brighter, sweeter flavors here, and the darker, earthier flavors in the mezcal come together really nicely. I must say, not to blow my own trumpet, but I am quite pleased with this one as far as original creations go. And it's a 3-ingredient drink, and it's all spirits, which is all the things I love in the world. I mean, yeah, people might tell you an old-fashioned is easier. This is even easier. You don't even have to make any sugar syrup. You just literally pick up 3 bottles and pour them in. As easy as a Negroni. Yeah. It's a pretty good drink. I would highly recommend you trying this if you can get your hands on a bottle of this Nixta. Also really nice just served over ice as well. In fact, next week we will be making another cocktail with it, and no, I am not some kind of promotional person for their brand. I just really like it and I thought I would share it with you. So cheers. I hope you are making lots of good cocktails at home. As always, hit me up in the comments if you have any recommendations or suggestions, and please hit the subscribe and like buttons below if you would like to see more of my content.